Good evening, everyone, or good day, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to tonight's watch party for Critters 2. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom. Welcome, Dom.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, everybody. So, just to say, tonight's sync point will be approximately 8 seconds in on our copy. If your copy, like some we've had reports of, have 2 New Line logos, it's the second New Line logo, the one that's New Line Cinema, just before the main credits begin. Okay, so I'll let everyone get queued up. Let's do a roll call, and then we'll get into this. I can see over on YouTube, we're joined by Hellifino, James Hellier, Immortal Rimus, and Jesse Ferez. Welcome. And over on Discord, we are joined by Lizardman, Sharon, Calbot, Mad Matt. Let's keep going through people. Mr. Furzel, Phonic, Eric. There we go. And if anyone else joins in, I'll read their name out. Immortal Rimus is asking, is Critters 2 considered an Easter film? Yes, that's why we picked it. It's a jolly Easter film.
It is, for sure.
I'm hoping everyone's got themselves queued up. Oh, and Hellifino's there as well. So I think I already said hello. So anyway, let's get the countdown on. Let's get the film underway. So here we go. Here we go. So, everybody, when did you, as usual, first see this film? Dom?
I definitely saw Critters 2 before I saw Critters 1.
I did as well.
And I think I first saw it when I was like 12 or 13. It was the brother of my friend who I first saw like Starship Troopers and several other movies from.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great introduction to the Critters franchise. This movie is definitely my favorite amongst all of them. It surpasses the first in every way, but with less D. Wallace, I guess. So, boo.
Yeah, for me, it was the first one I saw, actually. And I saw it from our hero, the Car Boot Video Man. Rented it from him. Was this direct in the theatres or direct to video? I think it had a very small theatrical release to begin with. Yes, it did.
How was it? There wasn't really more Gremlins ripoffs.
Well, there was also Ghoulies as well.
The Ghoulies barely counts. That's coming back, you know. Someone's got the rights to the Ghoulies franchise, and they're coming back with a trilogy of films.
James had a big box of VHS rental. Hellifino saying Hobgoblins.
Oh, Hobgoblins doesn't count either.
Matt says Munchie.
I haven't even heard
Sharon,
of Munchie.
The sketchy car trunk video rental man.
Munchies.
He didn't care about being age appropriate with the content I was renting at 11 years old.
Munchies to me are the chocolate, like little square things. I used to love Munchies.
I don't think they make them anymore.
They've discontinued Munchies. What, do they cause diabetes or something?
What do you mean, caramel biscuit wrapped in caramel wrapped in chocolate? No,
that's why they're great.
It prevented diabetes, Dom.
Let's
have a look. Oh, no, they do. They do still sell them in big bags.
Oh, good. They just stopped selling them in individual packets.
They sell them. In fact, they sell Munchies biscuits as well. For those who want to know what Dom's talking about, they're British Munchies I've put in the chat. James is saying Critters is one of the best Gremlins rip-offs. I would agree.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing looks horrible. But Gremlins and Critters has this weird relationship because the script for Critters was written before Gremlins came out. It's just that the filming in the movie popped in shortly after Gremlins came out. Right. So it's accused of being a ripoff all the time, but in all reality, it probably isn't. It's just by circumstance, they're very similar.
I've got to admit, in this, I said earlier, Terrence Mann, who plays Ugg, gives me strong Tim Curry vibes in this.
He does. He does. But Ugg, I love Ugg. I've always loved Ugg, which is why we don't talk about Critters 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the trophy case.
I just love how much they lean into like the aspect of Critters that no one talks of in the sequel, the bounty hunters. That's what really made it cool to me and why I loved it so much. The idea that these bounty hunters are going around and taking out little
Immortal Rumours
critters.
brings up an interesting concept. I really wish, unless it's been done already, there was a British Gremlins ripoff. Well, actually, Immortal Rumours, imagine this. How about a Gremlins prequel set in the Second World War? Because if you remember, Murray said during the Second World War, there were gremlins on the aircraft.
That'd be great. No, it has to be in like sort of like Attack the Block. It's got to be in like a scabby London block of flats where gremlins are messing with everything, and you know,
I don't know.
young kids
how about
have to take
gremlins
care
helping
of it.
the Nazis and Gizmo, and Gizmo has to help the Allies in the Second World War? Exactly. Critters 2 expanded the universe.
Of course, this film directed by friend of the show, Mick Garris.
Yep. Oh dear. Only thing I will say is that bus driver is doing what I call screen driving. If I was driving a vehicle down the road and I'm going, yes, so where are you going? The car would be going,
Got to swerve on the road, avoid those potholes.
Yeah. There you go, he's doing now. Look, we're driving very fast. Exactly how I know. He's all over the road. He's driving like he's milking a cow.
Only way to drive. A bus, at least.
Mad Matt says, is Grover's Bend anywhere close to Grover's Mill? I like to imagine that in the next town over, leprechauns happening.
Yes, for sure.
Well, we did have Immortal Rumours. We did have a series of British adverts with gremlins in for British Telecom in the 2000s.
What would British critters and gremlins be called? Like, what's an English term for little bothersome pests?
Chavs.
Little chavs.
Yeah.
Little scrag muffins.
Well, he's smoking a cigar in a barn full of hay. What could go wrong?
It's not flamboyant. Belgians, Matt.
Generally, the British don't really have a problem with Belgians. It's the French that, as a nation, we're supposed to hate, but we don't.
I love that they're so hard up for eggs.
Hard up for eggs. Hey, we ain't got any eggs, but eat these strange Greeking things in the barn.
I love this little town as well. It's so obviously a fake town.
I wonder if this was the same town set used for Warlock 2.
I was about to say the same thing.
I'm going to have a look.
Oh, it freaking might have been, It's starting to look very similar. Like the landscape around it.
It is, isn't it? Santa Clarita it was just filmed in, but I don't know. However, this was also the same filming location as the 1989 classic Roadhouse. So I like to imagine that Patrick Swayze could be kicking them.
Oh yes. Is this like discount Ted Raimi as well?
I think so.
I can't help but smile when watching this movie. It brings back such fun memories. It's such a cozy watch for me.
I love the fact we're watching this and imagining in 30 years their industry will be destroyed.
Yes, completely
Small
gone.
town paper.
Mhm.
No one wants your product.
Nope. Hell, most of the town is going to be completely useless in the 21st century.
I don't know, it'll have 15 Starbucks.
Yes, it will. 15 Starbucks. God, what else is around? A Jamba
Multi-
Juice.
Multiple McDonald's.
McDonald's, yep, many McDonald's, a Krispy Kreme. Oh, in America, there definitely will be a oh god, what the hell is that cookie? The Mormon cookie franchise that is too good to exist. Crumble cookies. There's going to be
Oh
a
yeah,
crumble
yeah.
cookies.
We're going to take my niece. My niece wants to go there when we go on vacation to America.
They are insanely good.
Are they
So
as good
good.
as it? Yeah. Are they as good as a Gideon's cookie?
I'm not aware of a Gideon's cookie, so
They're a Florida chain.
perhaps.
Let me find a picture of them. They sell half-pound cookies.
Oh my god. Well, they're not that grand in size, but you can buy them by the dozen, and they're made with love
Mm-hmm.
and probably cocaine. I don't think they should be legal. One is opening up next to me, like
Oh
3 minutes down the road, so I'm screwed.
This is a cookie from Gideon's Bakehouse.
Oh god. I was about to ask if that's a picture that you took, but the nail
No.
kind of gives it away.
No, it's not one of my ones. I've got some. I have had some from there, but also, you'd like it, Dom, that they have a heavy gothic vibe on everything.
Well, yes, that is my preferred vibe.
Lizard Man says he's more chocolate chip than cookie. Twisted and delicious.
I love how
Yes.
Nana takes care of all the kids in the town, but she also was jogging in like a leotard a moment ago.
Yeah, but also, I'm gonna make myself feel better here. She was Rosie. She was Bernie's wife in Cocoon.
Yeah.
And I like to think that they found a way to bring her back. She lost her memory and started a happy life in a new town. Because I can't go back to Rosie's death in Cocoon again.
No, that was heartbreaking. Yeah, that was so heartbreaking.
That's Scott Grimes, who was married to Adrian Palicki for a very short time, ordered a divorce, and then reconciled, and then they're divorcing again.
Oh, well. Happens, I suppose. A love story as old as time.
Yeah.
The kid's got a point, man. Just a dog.
In fact, I'll put this in the Discord chat for everyone. Here's a list of all the Gideon's cookies. Where have we seen
Brad Brown is back in town.
Where have we seen Harv before? The actor. Has he played cops and things? And
I believe so.
Barry Corbin, Sheriff Harv. Let's have a look.
I was going to say he's the sheriff in this.
Yeah, he's played a sheriff in a few things and cops.
Oh, there we go. Mad Matt's already found an image of him from War Games.
Oh, wow. He was also in War Games. That's probably where I know him from. He was in Ghost Dad. Who can forget Ghost Dad? The horror film we will never watch for the wrong reasons.
Immortal Remus is asking, anyone heard any news on Cocoon since it disappeared from Disney Plus and streaming altogether?
Well, Cocoon, I don't believe ever went to Disney Plus. I don't even know who owns the rights for Cocoon as such.
That's the problem.
Cocoon
There's not
2
enough
is on
people.
Disney Plus. I'm not. I think the problem they said is that literally the rights have gone into some weird black hole with it, and because the only Blu-ray releases it had were like in like Germany and France and things.
Why'd you buy them? Why'd you buy the eggs in the first place if you don't know what to do with them? Beer, branded beer, my favourite.
Generic. That is proper Return of the Killer Tomatoes generic, which says beer.
Yes. Nothing face. Can't live in the wrong self. Very true. Never live in the wrong self. Words of wisdom from Ugg. Chekhov's Playboy. I love it, Lizard Man.
Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
the reason Cocoon is so unavailable is the music in the film is not currently cleared for new media or transnational sales.
Oh, the hungry heifer. The freaking theme song. I used to sing this in school. I used to go to school and sing the Hungry Heifer theme song. Beer, branded beer.
Beer. The problem is hipster beer is now branded like that.
I know.
Ironically.
we've gone full circle.
Lizardman says, Hungry Heifer, one of my favourite fictional restaurants. Well, also, he was in...
Laser Blast!
Also, he was in... actually, yeah, a connection to our War Games watch party.
Eh?
He was in War Games. Eddie Deason was in War Games. He was one of the two nerds Matthew Broderick's character goes to.
Oh, right. It must be really upsetting to be so typecast as a nerd purely based on everything about you as a human being. Your voice tendencies, your characteristics, and your facial features. always thought Scott Grimes would be a good Jimmy Olsen. You know, back in the
maybe
day, not now.
back in the day, maybe. He's a very good singer, though. Strangely enough,
Is he?
Very good singer.
That's interesting. That's kind of like oh god, what's his name from Insidious and all that kind of stuff. You don't expect him to be a good singer.
Oh.
And there's Scott Grimes on the best Star Trek show since Star Trek.
On the Orville.
Hang on. Okay, does Seth MacFarlane just hire people from Critters too? Is it because what's his name's the voice in American Dad?
He's a fan of hiring people from media he's worked with and working with his heroes. He's a big pop culture nerd, is Seth.
He is. I'm still very upset that I never gave the Orville a chance until recently.
That's a great show.
I was positive it'd be bad, and then I watched it and I was furious because it was good. Look, why is that boar so angry? Why would you taxidermy it so?
Well, you've cut its head off.
Looking.
It's probably why it's angry. I don't think I'd be pleased if you cut my head off.
Depends on what it's being mounted for. Grandma's a good hustler. I love Grandma. She's fantastic in this film.
Yes.
Takes care of all the kids. Hustles the hell out of a shyster.
I like to think they're spearmint flavour chocolate, those eggs.
Yeah. Crack one open. Like a Terry's chocolate orange.
Yeah.
Don't just bite into it like a heathen.
Like an apple. Yeah. Oh, he couldn't be more kind of 80s into 90s. He's got the kind of the
double
mullet.
Denim.
He's double denim. He's got the mullet almost in a ponytail going on, the single pierced ear, and a calculator watch.
Hell if I know. I agree. Feel like a Goosebumps book featured this premise with weird-looking eggs. I think I had that Goosebumps book. Because I remember weird-looking eggs as well. Hang on, they got Coca-Cola to sponsor this, but no beer brands?
That's maybe not even Coca-Cola sponsoring it, because Coca-Cola was just everywhere, wasn't it?
True, yeah. Just cultural icon.
Oh, carob is disgusting, Sharon. Yes, Immortal Runners. I don't think he gets any more denim than Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Future Cop. Well, Time Cop, sorry. I love his suit. It's still grimy as hell. Like, it's so
sleazy
rough.
Suit. Yep, that's my thought. Easter sucks.
He's about to go sell some cars, isn't he? How does anyone live in such squalor?
Yeah. He's having a nice glass, cool can of beer.
Yes.
Of beer.
Yes. Beer brand beer.
He does Immortal. He looks like an old wrestling promoter.
Wait, he was feeding his dog out of an old hubcap? You can't even get a bowl?
No, he didn't care enough.
Oh my god, those shoes as well. Are his pants bell bottoms?
I've realised he's dressed like cousin Eddie in Christmas Vacation at the dining scene at the end.
Oh. Oh, clean
Ah.
bit through his toes. I love him. I love the critters.
That's right, Mr. Furs will just step on him. Okay, you've managed to make your green egg even more creepy.
Right?
And also, is no one calling out that the eggs that Grandma has procured appear to have scales on them?
It's alright, she bought it from the shady, grease-stained salesman from down the way. Everyone knows he's fine. We all have our heroes, Andrew. We don't judge. We don't judge when you get your VHSs from the dude from the car boot sale.
I hated staying in houses years ago that used to have the window above the door.
Yeah, that would be creepy.
No, it's not that. It was because
The light?
what? Yes, I'd always be staying in places like when my parents, like when we rented places and things.
Yeah.
Like on holiday and stuff. Because inevitably I'd be going to bed earlier as a child, and then be waking up because they'd turn on the hall light and it would flood
Oh, yeah.
through there.
It's almost bloody cruel.
Mm. Awesome! I can turn my CD player on.
Finally. I love that that's just a still frame from the movie.
Yeah.
So lazy.
Yeah, because who took the picture in the context of the film?
I haven't got a clue. Immortal Rimus? What the hell? That's horrifying.
That is terrifying, Immortal Rimus, but it's true. It's true. They do. They gerbils and small rodents. They do. They end up eating each other, or eating their children.
Great. How has there not been, apart from Critters, like a horror movie about giant man-eating gerbils? Then there's been Night of the Lupus. Like, why hasn't there been a gerbil monster movie? I guess this counts. This takes the cake.
Yeah.
Space gerbils.
Is it so hot in that room that her bunny is melting? Yes.
It looks like it, yeah.
The chocolate bunny is melting.
Then again, it's next to the vent. Wait, no, is that the vent? Or is it the table?
No, it's just hot. I'm assuming it's just hot in her room. Oh, there's nothing worse than sleeping in a hot room.
It sucks. It's the worst. Especially a hot, humid room.
Yes. I think there was a missed opportunity for her not having a friendly critter.
I'm trying to. Then it would be obviously a Gremlins ripoff. Like, that's the only problem with that.
I think it'd be fun to have a friendly,
A friendly critter.
Yeah.
That's what the bounty hunters are for.
Exactly, Lizard Man. This is why you keep chocolate bunnies in the fridge, people. Nothing gets chocolate out.
Oh!
That's true, James. Hell if I know, that was a mad ball, I think, on the floor. And probably a friendly critter would have got them sued by gremlins. Well, Sharon and Mad Matt, a couple of years ago in the UK, remember, largely here, we don't have air conditioning even in a lot of our stores, most of our stores.
Mm.
There was a heat wave in the UK a couple of years ago, and it was so hot that stores were moving their chocolate into the big walk-in fridges and freezers, and they were closing because it was turning the goods on the shelves.
Damn.
Summer 2022, the heat wave in the UK.
Oh my god, I love it. I love that the obviously evil eggs are just these scaly, lumpy monstrosities. Oh, that poor kid with the bowl cut. Mm. Oh, that's a good egg crack. Like that's a nice bladder work. Once again, the Kyoto brothers returning for the special effects in this movie, and their work is always top notch.
Okay. It got to be the hottest that summer in the UK. It got to be 40 degrees Celsius, which is
Diabolical and unlivable.
104 Fahrenheit.
Yep, diabolical and unlivable.
Yeah, but remember, the UK does not have aircon in probably 99% of places.
Yep, and it's humid.
That's a good point, James. Don't you usually empty your boil eggs before painting them? Yeah, normally they pierce a hole and they blow them, don't they? Have you not heard of egg blowing?
No, not really. Easter was not my holiday.
You make a
as
hole
kid.
in the top and the bottom, and then you basically put your lips on it and blow, and it pushes all the contents of the egg out.
Oh god, that sounds horrible.
Mm.
I think I painted eggs once with my sister when I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure I was referencing Critters the entire time. So she got fed up and never did it with me again.
Lovely.
Oh god. Oh, look how cute it is.
Exactly, James. Basically, the Women's Institute would have committed critter genocide before laying out their Easter egg display. Yes, Immortal Remnants, we may not have aircon in British shops, but we have no problem putting their central heating on full blast every winter, which makes me question why I brought my coat with me every time, yes.
Ugh. Ugh. He looks a little like the kid from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Sepulchre. What's a sepulchre?
A what?
He said a sepulchre. He said they entered into the sepulchre.
I'm guessing some kind of gathering room?
Cave? Is it they're talking about the cave where... Is he retelling the tale of the resurrection?
I am probably the
I know.
worst person to
Egg
ask
hunt and worship. That's a bad day.
Silly rabbit. Tricks are for krites.
Yes. A sepulchre, a small room or monument
Mm.
cut in rock or built of stone in which a dead person is laid or buried.
They named that?
It's called
Interesting.
a sepulchre, yes.
Let's start bringing them back. We got rocks we can carve.
Yeah.
We've been putting our dead
Don't.
in the earth like fools.
Don't, Dom, don't. Though they'll start turning to hipster apartments.
Oh, yeah. You've given me even more reason to start doing it now. I can make a living off of these hipsters. Have you heard of sepulchre living? McGarris is lovely, James.
Yeah, stream caravan.
They are now hyper expensive because
Yes.
they are iconic.
And hipsters want them.
And hipsters want, well, yeah. I want one as well. It hurts.
Not where you live,
When I'm
Dom.
old.
Not in Vegas.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say when I'm old, I'll travel the country in it to less.
I think I'd rather be in
boiled
a. I
parts.
think I'd rather be in an airstream in a cold place than a hot place.
For sure.
In Vegas, it'd just be like sitting you in the oven.
Yeah, you'll just boil.
Sharon's saying now, who would just leave a Playboy on the ground?
Oh, Immortal Rimus, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, he would have been a good Jimmy Olsen in that.
The Nicolas Cage Superman. Tell him, Harv, says Mr. Furzel. I mean, yeah, if you've survived one encounter, you'd probably run the hell away.
I think kind of my problem so far with the film is we're a good way into it and very little has happened so far.
Just you wait. The latter half is non-stop.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen this before, like I say, but it's a lot of build-up to something when we know it's not like the problem I've got is it's not like the critters are a shock to you.
Yeah, it's not a mystery.
Yeah. Long build-up in the first, you're like, yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know what these things are, but you kind of know.
Ah, yes, American culture.
Yeah.
Wonder why I like this movie so much as a kid.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite gags, though.
Yeah.
With the staple in the stomach.
Yeah, but here's the other question. Have they just done the equivalent of pulling their finger off and throwing it away?
Potentially.
Because
it's not inorganic matter, is it?
No, it's not a real staple. Have they literally just done the equivalent? It's part of their flesh, and they've just ripped off literally like a finger's worth and thrown it on the ground.
I guess they have.
Yeah. Oh, she's doing it. She was doing movie driving. Yeah.
I reckon it's just full of potholes, this town.
Hang on. How did that just suddenly appear when there's a building and a car right in front of them, but they only stopped because she ran in front of them?
She was avoiding potholes.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense, the rest of it. They were literally driving on an open road, and all of a sudden...
She avoided potholes, but ran into a plot hole. Hey.
Ah.
Why would you hang toilet seats on your exterior wall? Modern art and a load of chairs. There you go. Sharon's brought it up as well. Ugg bears a striking resemblance to Tim Curry.
To Tim Curry, yeah.
What was the song again that he transformed from in the first movie? Like something of the night. It was some weird like 80s rock ballad.
Yeah.
Okay, James, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's only one good extra movie. Gremlins 2 is great. Critters 2 is great.
That's the Tim Curry song we wanted him singing in the first film.
Power of the Night, Lizard Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can just imagine the Kyoto's right off screen just hauling these balls.
Why have they not wound the windows up?
But it doesn't work.
Yes. This is very, very Gremlinsy, isn't it now?
Yes. Calbot, how dare you? How dare you? Does she have a whole radish in the fridge? No shit, Bradley.
How's he trying to hold... Oh.
There's something really wrong with the dog. Absolutely. Oh God, not Rock and Roll Nightmare. Why'd you keep bringing up these absolutely god awful movies, gang? First it was Laser Blaster, and now it's Rock and Roll Nightmare. Do you want us to turn into Mystery Science Theater 3000 or something? I wanted bounty hunter friends as a kid. Still do. Not like Dog the Bounty Hunter, which I'm more likely to find, I suppose, in Vegas. Yeah, no. Mad Matt, you're so quick on the ball today.
You are.
Get out of my head.
Bounty hunter. I hunt bounties.
I'm a bounty hunter. I love that the idea that Charlie was just a drunk and that's why he was absolutely useless and everything. Do your homework.
Yeah, exactly, James. If they want a bounty hunter, it would be Lee Majors as Colt Seavers.
Lee Majors would be a great bounty hunter in this universe.
Yeah. Well, Lee Majors is a great bounty hunter in every universe.
Yeah. Lizard Man, are you rehearsing the theme song of Dog the Bounty Hunter there? Fear and darkness all around you. The critters are on the run. No use hiding from the plasma cannons. I'll hunt you down because I'm the Ugg. Oh. Oh God, how?
Yes, James. I hope they have a Lee Majors cameo in the forthcoming Ryan Gosling film with the Fall Guy. He wasn't the kind to kiss and tell, but he's told
I'm
ladies
really looking
plenty.
forward to Fall Guy. It looks really fun. Like you said, I'm glad that Ryan Gosling is kind of leaning into comedy roles.
Yes.
Ah, yes, the night the reindeer died. Those bounty hunters will do. Yeah, Calbot. Clorg and the gang.
Help us out. Don't go in there. What?
Right.
Oh, I remember now there's a scene in this with one of them, and it's a line that I was weak at when I was a kid.
Suck for hours on your fingertips. At the hungry heifer. Just looks like a regular Toby Carvery now with all the little kids.
I was going to say Golden Corral.
Yeah, it is a Golden Corral.
It is, yeah. God, this is so Gremlinsy now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Ugh, is that a plasma cannon in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I love the puppet work. I just love it. How they all just turn dramatically.
So with them all laughing at each other dying and stuff, this is so Gremlinsy now, though, isn't it?
It is. Oh yeah, the Danny DeVito lookalike.
This is the bit.
Bitchin'!
That's the bit. I loved that as a kid, that scene, for some reason. Yeah, and there's one of them in the deep fryer. Yeah, James is saying these critters need Hulk Hogan to tell them off.
Are you telling me you wouldn't love to see the Hulkster take on the critters?
Their size does seem to be a bit variable.
Oh yeah, well, yes, the more they consume, this was shown in the first movie, the more they consume, the bigger they get. It would have made a great first-person shooter in the 90s Doom engine. It really would have. Or the Duke Nukem engine. The Hulkster or John Wayne, yeah. Well,
exactly.
John Wayne for the VHS release.
I was just waiting to see all of a sudden we had an electric critter.
Yeah, and a bat critter.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Say the full title for The Howling 2, Strieber, Werewolf Bitch. Wait, isn't the alternative title like My Sister is a Werewolf or something? And no, we're never doing a Howling 2 watch party. It's in the same vein as the others.
Yes, James, I also would like to see Dick Miller taking on critters. And not even as Murray.
He'll get killed easily.
No, not even as Murray Federman from Gremlins. I want to see Dick Miller taking on
Oh,
critters.
Dick Miller. What are these, some kind of critters? Oh.
I will say,
Critter
something
dag
James said
time.
earlier, this does feel very TV movie in parts.
It does, for sure. I think it's the lighting. I think because everything tends to be happening in the middle of the day.
I think it's the framing as well. It's framed very much like a TV movie.
Yeah.
It's not making the most of the widescreen. It's not shot in an ultra-wide scope sort of format either, is it?
Dick Miller from Chopping Mall, says Mad Matt. That's exactly the Dick Miller I was thinking of, to be honest. Imagine having these in Tremors.
Mr. Furzel wants to be the production assistant whose job it is to roll the critter balls down the road at the end of the scenes.
I mean, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Every time someone looks at me funny, that's what I do. I smile and shake my head at them.
Oh no.
For some reason, I'm not sure why, for some reason, I really disliked that particular scene in the movie. And I can't for the life of me think why, as a kid, I would really dislike that
I
scene.
would have preferred it if Lee had absorbed Grandma's identity.
I think it's the fact that that actor is now running around in hot pants that's just odd. Yes, James is correct. When Christopher Lee did Gremlins 2, he apologized to Joe Dante for being in The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. I don't think he should apologize. He was the best part of that film. With his weird neo-futuristic sunglasses. Hell if I know. And I was worried that Eddie Deason would be typecast as a nerd. And here he is as a bodacious bounty hunter.
I like the fact that the villagers protecting the church are using flaming torches rather than actual torches. Yeah, pitchfork is a weapon. Why have they got flaming torches?
You know, when critters come to town, you start burning things.
Yeah, I'd have a torch if I wanted a source of light outside at night these days.
Nonsense. Fire. It's a weapon and a source of light. It's not even a blockbuster.
Of course it isn't. That would have been great.
That would have been great. No, Lee, we can't afford Robert England, says Lizard Man.
Oh, apparently we're buffering now. I'm aware of, James. According to YouTube, we're doing our streams okay. No.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. I do really, really like the bounty hunter costume as well. I think that it's pretty neat. This like Western overcoat with a teeny tiny proton pack on the back. And yes, Immortal Rimus, the cannons remind me of cannons from Red Dwarf as well. With the self-destruct button and everything. Lee, no!
Lou. They do Immortal. They remind me of the Bazookoids from Red Dwarf.
For sure. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Lee was still finding himself.
Sad times.
Yeah. Yeah. And they go back to nothing when they're upset.
The nothing face.
Yeah. It is sad all around, Lizard Man. It is sad. That's right.
Very effective, actually.
Wrap your father in a blanket and wipe him with your sleeve. That's what you do when he's been poisoned.
Yeah, it works every time.
Exactly, Calbot. So I got to wonder, did Terrence Mann have another gig since he isn't in the rest of the movie? Quite possibly. Or he was like, I'm going to work in a better movie. You can only afford me for... It could even be that they could only afford him for half the movie or something.
Perhaps. Go back inside. I'm gonna go out there alone in the dark forest.
Yeah, they do a bit Immortalmus. The bounty hunters remind you a bit of Autons from Doctor Who because of how they're faceless.
Mm.
Well, why is the little girl outside in a damn tricycle?
I think she came out to help the cop guy / dad. And is now running away from Kreutz. How do you fall over on a tricycle? It's impressive.
Exactly, James. How does nobody call for help after a critters attack, or is the federal government somehow worse than being eaten alive?
I mean, yeah.
Exactly, Mad Matt. He needs to speed up with leprechaun trike power. It is. It's like a golden corral.
They just bring out the cow carcass and people feast off of it. If you had to defend your home from Krite attacks, then Andrew, what would be your weapon of choice?
Ooh.
That you have available in your home at the moment?
What do I have in my home? My brush cutter.
Ah, good one.
What about you, Dom? How would you defend yourself?
Hell if I know has a katana, a claymore, and a gladius? Are you preparing for something horrible?
I don't have a cat anymore, I'm afraid, James. But like I say, I've got a brush cutter, which for those who don't know, it's a strimmer or a weed whacker with a solid metal blade.
I think I'd like duct tape a knife to the end of a pole that I have. Dom would die in the pre-credit sequence. Of course I would. I'm the comic relief.
Dom would put his copy
Andrew
of
would
Extra
kill
on
me.
for them.
And they'd stay well. They'd just bet. Yeah, they'd love it.
Hang on. So he's kind of not. The guy dealt with him last time, knows that the kid dealt with him before. Oh, James, Dom would die in the pre-credit sequence.
Yeah. Mad Matt saying how would he survive the critter attack? Just outrun me.
Yeah, outrun Dom, of course.
It's a legit strategy.
I don't relish that. James says, I say we should give the critters what they want and feed them the children.
Aliens somewhat kind of almost invade, and James is immediately like, give them what they want.
Yes. Doesn't affect me at all. Well, our lives are in danger, but we're not going to help you. Immortal Rumors is saying, I'm sure they could solve it with an army of cats.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
James, you need to be careful. An army of cats. Cats would become the overlords, sacrifice us to the Krites.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And keep enough of us on to feed them.
To open the cans of cat food.
That's right.
You can always count on your weirdo farmhand friend and the local bully.
I like the fact that the local hardware store has a big special stack of crates labeled explosives.
They have beer labeled beer. Of course, they're going to have explosive labeled explosives. It's the
like
same
on a special
substance.
selection in the farm shop, in the
discount
hardware
stuff.
store.
Oh God! Polar Ice Burger, home of the Hungry Heifer. At the Hungry Heifer.
Maybe that's your thing, Dom. You can win the lottery
A
and
chain
start
of Hungry Heifer.
Hungry Heifers.
Texas Roadhouse would be up my ass quicker than I can.
Now, here's a question for all my American friends, maybe you as well, Dom. Is there anything in this world saltier than a steak at Longhorn Steakhouse where you don't tell them to go light on the seasoning?
I don't know. I've never been to a Longhorn Steakhouse.
If you go to a Longhorn Steakhouse,
tell them to go easy on the seasoning.
Ask them to go light on the seasoning. Yes. Otherwise, it's literally like eating a block of salt. It is so salty.
Kind of making me hungry for burgers now. Oh.
Hang on, are the burgers already cooked?
No, it looks like it, yeah. Just heat them up. Redneck accent. Where's my beer and explosives? I want explosive brand beer and beer brand explosives. They've eaten enough rare candy to evolve into the next form.
Yes, exactly. Sharon's saying this fan does have a supply of dynamite detonating cord, but not that much call with farmers and ranchers. But what do I know? Maybe they're dairy farmers, says Lizman.
What do they need explosives to farm dairy?
Where's how you get the milk out the cows?
Oh, that's fair. God, it looks like dynamite from a Western movie as well.
Yeah.
Those look like some meaty fries.
Yeah.
Coat it with cheese. They're pretty thick burgers as well.
Yeah.
Dynamite is for fishing. No, you use crack cocaine for fishing. If King of the Hill has taught me anything. It's the best dang bait I ever used.
Yeah, it's actually, very Gremlinsy, isn't it? Where they're kind of talking basically to each other as well. Yeah, and the critters don't think there's anything at all suspicious why they're being. Yeah, so someone needs to tell that lady how to use an axe. Hell if I know what says, what's the best burger you've had since you went to the States?
I ask myself the same question all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm West Coast, so legally speaking, I have to say In-N-Out. But purely because you can customize it to a ludicrous degree. And it's cheap.
Two greatest burgers I've ever had have been both at Disney World. Because they do a lot of good, they do some good burgers there. Then we have, I'm going to find the picture on my phone.
I think if you have like a gourmet burger, it's kind of cheating because the burger itself isn't really what you're going for. It's
no, but the burger is when your burger's made with as good as
freshly dynamited cow.
Freshly dynamited cow. So we have that's number one.
We're close to LA-ish.
And then number 2.
America.
And there's number 2. So I'll ask the audience, which do they think looks the better burger? The bottom one is a bison burger.
It does look good. How dare you? I'm really hungry for a burger now.
The top one is incredible, but this bottom one is too. No, I'm still torn. I'm still torn in my life about which is better too. So you know.
I'm just imagining now, like when I leave the watch party, and wife's gonna be like, "So, do you enjoy it?" It's like, "No, I want a fucking burger." Tommy's is in Vegas as well. I've not tried Tommy's, but I will. I want to.
James says, "There's a whole large and populous state between you and the sea. Or are you planning on Lex Luthor building a new West Coast Costa del Dom, Marina del Dom, and Domberg?"
Absolutely. Well,
Domberg is just a little bitty place.
Yeah. When California like cracks off and leaves the continent, then we'll have beachfront property here in Vegas. Jack in the Box is okay. I don't mind Jack in the Box. Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go.
Because they consumed a bounty hunter. Well, actually, no.
No.
Get off my foot. Gotta love UGG.
Yeah.
Hobbit burger? Actually, a really good burger is there's a chain of eateries. I don't dare call them breakfast places, but Black Bear Diner. It's a mean burger. It's quite tasty. If any people of the United States could recommend good burger places to me, Johnny Rocket burgers are also good. Smaug burger? You'd need one hell of a large vacation to do a tour of the US and Canada. Then again, Canada, there's only like 4 or 5 habitable locations there.
Fraggle says, "I had to go to the dentist after eating Denny's for the weekend. Surprising you have to go to the proctologist."
Yeah, I was going to say.
The Denny's for a week. I actually live near the only Denny's in the UK.
There's a Denny's over there?
There is. There's one in Swansea, and I've not been for years. It wasn't great, and it went downhill.
I can have a McDonald's. Oh, thanks, James. Five Guys, yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, if you're feeling flush with money.
Right? Yeah, that's what goes in and out. It's like $5 for a burger.
Five Guys, 5 times the cost.
Exactly. All right, that has to be one of my favorite gags of the film. The ball just rolling over the guy and chomp, 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 chomp. And then it's just a skeleton underneath.
There's not many Wimpies left, James. It's not a very Easter movie, this, though, is it, really? Apart from there's eggs in it. And it's set at
It
Easter.
takes place at Easter.
Yeah.
A rolling ball of gluttony. That's what they call me when I go to Five Guys with my wife's credit card. So In-N-Out has a lot of people saying it's like the best.
Something a bit mismatching in their direction there, getting back to the film. She's bouncing up and down like she's on a washing machine and he's not moving at all. And they're in the same truck.
One side has really good suspension, the other side doesn't. Happens all the time in vehicles over in the States. But yeah, In-N-Out is only really good when you know how customizable the menu is. Otherwise, it's a huge disappointment because I fell victim to that as well. Everyone telling me In-N-Out's the best, and then I go and it's just basic.
That's true, Jesse Throws. The Easter Bunny does get killed. In Milton it says, where I live in England, it feels like a place opens and closes every 5 minutes. We barely have any choices to eat or a takeout.
Oh, that's a shame. I do miss having a good curry house near me. Oh, I do have good curry houses over here, but they're not cheap. They are nightmarishly expensive in comparison to what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. Yes, Lizard Man. The Kyoto brothers pushed the giant sphere and you can see their legs as they're running behind it. Here comes Charlie. Ah, Charlie.
Not Charlie. Why is she so upset she barely knew him?
Maybe she knew him in his drunk years. Or maybe the whole situation is just overwhelming her and she's finally getting a chance to emote.
Immortal Rumors wants to know, Dom, do you see yourself living in America forever, or do you think you and your good lady will be tempted with a spell in England or Europe?
Not terribly certain. I'm probably going to stay here for good. But who knows? I've travelled once. I could travel again.
Yes.
It was a pain in the ass.
Dom might be colonizing Mars, given chance. You never know.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to send a diabetic astronaut into space? Grandma's fashion in this film is actually quite striking. I wish I'm that fashionable in my twilight years.
What, wearing shawls? Is that what you're saying? You want to wear a shawl when you're in your 70s and 80s?
I'd love to wear shawls or cloaks or something. Capes. Let's bring back capes. Oh.
Ugh. Yeah. The problem is spinach cashew cake now. I bet if I look, there's a hipster vegan recipe for it.
It's probably delicious, though.
Yep.
You found it.
I found a spinach pistachio cake.
That's close.
Yeah. Exactly, Mad
There
Matt.
he
But is
is.
the vegan grandma wearing a lot of animal product?
Charlie survived.
How far away was he, though?
Far
This
enough that he couldn't. Well,
took...
maybe he knocked out when he
Yeah.
landed the floor and shattered his spinal column. Oh god, the terrible blue screen.
It is terrible. It looks like an episode of Quantum Leap.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely, James. I'd love to dress like Sulu in The Search for Spock with a leather cape and everything.
Oh my.
I love how this devolved into basically burger talk. You all are great. You've helped me so much in my hunger for a burger. Thanks. Now I need to go and find a hungry heifer.
Could be a Mad Matt, and Parachute could be a nod to Killer Tomatoes. Yeah, Immortal Z says, you got to stop the critters, otherwise you can't leap.
Hell if I know. We're going to the wife's family's place for dinner. It's a lovely home cooked Mexican meal.
Right.
It's going to be delicious. Probably.
Yes. Probably an Easter meal. So eggs with cheese, with queso and chilies.
I mean, it's gonna be good regardless.
Yeah,
It's not menudo, so it's gonna be tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's damn good.
Might be better than Taco Bell.
Might. They did say they'd never leave Charlie behind. They lied.
Dom, Immortal was saying, is your wife Mexican American?
Correct.
So that's how you become a sheriff in America. The old sheriff just hands you the badge and you become sheriff. Is that how it works?
Well, the new sheriff was eaten, so I guess it's slim pickings in the race.
Exactly, there's a man. Yeah, sure, you can be sheriff. I thought sheriffs had to be elected or something.
They do. It's an elected position of sheriff.
I like the fact my subtitles just say, music continues.
Music continues. Country jingle. Oh, the hungry heifer music.
There we are, everybody. That was Critters 2. Let's take your comments and we'll tell you what we're up to next week. No, it's not a real place, Mr. Fernsel. Dom, sum that film up.
Oh, I love it. It's a perfect sequel in my eyes. It's bigger, more bombastic, and slightly funnier than the original film. I love it. It's up there with Gremlins 2 as a good sequel to a film that shouldn't be good in the first place.
Sharon's comment is, and that was Critters 2. Lizard Man, I'll give a simple enough. Critters 2 is no bum steer. Eric, it was a fun watch. Immortal is an Easter classic. It was all right. It's
Makes you want a burger.
Mr. Ferzel fun B movie horror flick.
Hmm.
Let's see if anyone else is going to say anything. See, people are typing. Yeah, it was all right. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just bit of vanilla ice cream for me. Phonic says I preferred Extro. Sharon, it wasn't bad and kept the expectations low and had fun. Mad Max, comparable to the Tremors franchise. Fraglord, it's good enough for a watch party. Yeah, James, mine's the same. My subtitles have lyrics. Yep.
Get that Hungry Heifer song burned into your head.
Calbot saying, fun watch. Like Dom, I now want a burger. I might go get a burger as well because I'm not working.
It's a great burger commercial.
Yeah, I fancy a burger. Anyway, we will be back in 7 days and we're going to be watching something a bit different, maybe a little more, probably more serious, a bit darker. Thriller horror from the 90s. We'll be moving, is it 90s? I'm just checking it is, pretty sure. Just check it is.
Yeah, I need a Krabby Patty
yes,
now.
From 1990. We will be watching Pacific Heights from 1990 with Michael Keaton and Melanie Griffith in it, which is a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time with that. It's... Oh, Mr. Furzel saying, huh? Exactly, interesting. People saying Pacific Heights. Kind of a thriller horror, very much in the vein of kind of Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which I think we're going to have a lot of fun, will be good. So anyway, for the next 7 days, please be kind to each other, stay safe, look after each other, and we will see you in a week. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.